too. Sorry guys,
Yeah.
it's recording now. But no, he's loving the cold messaging. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm just not going to post as much and I'm just going to do more cold messaging because that's easier for me.
It's fast. It's efficient. What I'm doing is I'm tracking like my cold messaging, and then I'm tracking my distributors that I'm signing up and my loyal customers that I'm signing up, who I'm wrapping and who I'm blitzing.
So I did the same thing because I started this 15 list this month because I want to talk to 10 people every day about the product and 5 people about the business every single day. So every morning I wake up and I send out my messages, and I'm writing down the people that I'm sending out messages to every day. I don't have my thing printed out because my printer is not working, but it's a beautiful thing to do because then you can go back at the end of the week and be like, okay, who can I follow up with?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's something that we've learned from Jade Hooper in one of her videos. She was like, I write people down and I have my calendar and I put little Post-its like call Jenna on Friday or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, and it's keeping me accountable, I think, is what the biggest thing too is that every day I'm making sure I'm sending out these messages. If I didn't write down names one day, I'm bad.
Yeah. And I've started to use, back to school Kaye.
Yeah. Well, like, and here's my follow-up list, you guys, for my Friday already. So
Right.
I stick them in my calendar so I know, like, and then there's my ones from Wednesday and then my one from the 31st. So I'm putting those people in there so that I remember to do it. I need some way of keeping track of who I'm supposed to follow up with or who's supposed to be joining. Otherwise people get lost all the time.
Absolutely. So for those of you who are on the recording on this call,
yes.
Sorry, we started kind of a little bit early and we just started like exchanging ideas. So thank you guys so much for coming tonight. I am sitting in front of my dream boards that I've been looking at every day because I'm working towards some really big dreams. And so that is why I have started to write in this every day. But tonight we're going to talk about mastering social media and some social media tips and tricks, what we've been up to and how we've been, hello Michael, thanks you for joining, and how we've been succeeding through social media. Both me and Brittany have built our businesses almost solely on social media and getting the word out there through social media. So Brittany is Instagram queen and
it's happening.
the Facebook. So I'm super excited to hear some tips from Britt on Instagram because I personally don't touch it. I focus solely on Facebook and cold messaging, more messaging, posting. So B, if you want to start it off.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot that I want to cover with you guys tonight, but not a lot because there's a lot to social media, but there's not a lot to social media, if that kind of makes sense. So I kind of wanted to quickly walk you guys through my day of what it looks like for me when I'm working on social media, and then like some tips and tricks that I have switching from Facebook to Instagram. Like I'm still working Facebook, but not like I am Instagram by any means at this point. So yeah, so just to tell you guys like why I switched to Instagram over Facebook is because me personally, I'm a yellow, and I feel like when I'm friending people on Facebook, I still do it. I still add people. I still like go in there and do the same thing, just not to the same scale. But I feel with Facebook, it's more for those people that you do actually know, where you have those commonalities between people, like a friend of a friend of a friend. People are going to add you when they see you have 10 mutual friends. But if you don't have any mutual friends, most times people aren't adding you. Whereas on Instagram, I feel like I can add anybody and their freaking dog, and I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like that weird yellow, we're supposed to be friends thing, if that makes sense. And I was always afraid of those like, do I know you messages? I'm like, oh God, I have not gotten one do I know you message on Instagram, which I loved. So yeah, that's why I made the switch, but I'm still definitely working Facebook. But I think I'm being more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like proactive or more diligent?
Yes. Like I'm being very structured with the way I do Facebook now. and I'm not doing it to the same scale as Instagram, because I feel like Instagram takes more out of your day than Facebook does too. So there's a give and take with that too. There's more effort when it comes to Instagram versus Facebook, I feel. But it's on a bigger scale, and you have to do more to get that bigger scale. So yeah. So what my day through, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so one of my questions for you right off the hop is, how many people are following you, and how many people, okay, so how long have you been working Instagram, like hardcore working Instagram?
Hardcore, I've been working Instagram 2 to 3 weeks right now, like hardcore working it every single day, going bananas.
So how many people are following you?
So right now I'm at 1,800 followers. When I started this 3 weeks ago, I was at 700 followers.
Okay. So you basically over doubled.
Yeah.
And how many people are you following?
Okay, so I probably average about 300 people that I'm following a day.
Okay.
But it depends what my day looks like. So the way I start following people now is I used to go through and look for hashtags and stuff, which was a good way for me to start that good base. But I found once I hit 1,500 people, that really is a magic number, you guys. So if you are building on Instagram, your goal is to get to 1,500 followers as fast as possible. Because I just find a lot more people get back to you. You get more followers. You just, everything just you seem more, not knowledgeable, but credible. That's the word I'm looking for. 1,500 to about 2,000 is a really magical number. I found like my likes are starting to double, and it's really fast. I'm getting a lot more follows back versus me following. Like I'm not having to go in and unfollow as much as people as I did when I was building to 1,500. So that takes less time out of my day. So what I do now is every time I put my account to private, and I like it for right now until I start getting like into the bigger numbers, I think. But I set my account to private right now, so I have to go in and accept everybody that follows me back. So it's helping me weed out any other It Works distributors, because when you're going through and you're adding people, you're gonna add them yourself, but you're going to have other It Works distributors going through and doing the same thing. So I found it much easier to weed those people out, because I can click on them, scroll through their news feed really quick, and if I see any It Works stuff, it's quick to just block them and move on. And yes, I do block other It Works distributors unless you're on my team, or like a really good sideline or something, strictly for the fact that it's going to clear up your news feed. There's some horror stories. I don't want other people coming through and taking leads from you guys, or like doing that kind of stuff. So that's why I personally block people. You don't have to if you don't want to, but that's why I do it. And then I can go through with every person that follows me, and I can go in there, I can like 10 of their pictures, comment on one, go to their followers, and I'll follow 10 of their friends. Then I'll go back to the next person that followed me. I'll go through like some of their pictures, I'll go into their friends, follow some of their friends, and go on to the next person. And then I always just do that with every person that's following me back. And I find it's really easy for me to show them love right away and kind of get in their vision. And I'm going through and finding more friends at the same time.
Cool. I was just going to ask you, how do you interact with them? Because Facebook and Instagram are quite different. If you ask me, I think they're totally different platforms.
Totally.
I rock at Facebook because I'm not afraid to friend 300 people and go to Facebook jail every day.
Yeah.
But on Instagram, it's completely different. You make connections with people totally different. So how are you connecting with them? Okay, so are you using a lot of cold messaging? Or you because Instagram is basically cold messaging, because chances are you don't know those 300 people that you're following every day. Yeah,
most of the time I don't know who these people are unless they're like I find some random old friend of a friend of a friend or something. You know what? There's obviously times that had happened. One of my distributors that signed up last month is like an old friend of a friend from Brandon. So yeah, like stuff like that definitely does happen. But yeah, I'm going through, and then, so I started playing a really cool game with myself too, so I was watching all these videos, and they're like, play a game with yourself to make sure that you're going out there and you're giving love to other people. And John Eric, when he was part of It Works, he talked about this a little bit too, and I don't know why I didn't do it then. I'm doing it now anyways. So do a point system, and it's going to work just as well on Facebook as it would with Instagram. But we always talk that you guys need to give out love. We need to show love to people. We need to show we're not just a robot to sell to people, that we're real people, that we're here and we're compassionate and we're loving, and we think people are pretty, or that kids are cute, or, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I do a game with myself. So every like is 1 point, every comment is 5 points. I set myself a 50 point like minimum before I do any single post. So I post a lot more on Instagram than I do on Facebook. I have timers for both. So I set an hour and a half timer. I post every hour and a half on Instagram, and then I just have 6 specified times that I post on Facebook. But so every time that alarm goes off, I'll go in there, I'll do my 50 points at least. And if I'm like finding some really good stuff or whatever, I'll be like, okay, I'll go to 75 and I'll just give myself some more points. So I'm giving up more love and I feel better and I get to look at more stuff. But I'll give myself a point system. So I'll get to that point. I'll be like, okay, I've liked and I've commented. Obviously you're going to build up points more if you're giving out more comments, and that's more love for people. And that's just better for anything. So, yeah. And then I'll go in and then I'll do my post. Then I don't feel like I'm just expecting people to love on me. And then I'll go through to my message request or my friend requests, and I'll go in there and do my liking and commenting. And then I'll go and do whatever else I was doing, whether it was training or talking to people.
Sorry, you're talking about Instagram or Facebook now?
Both.
Okay.
So I do the same thing when it comes to that on both. So when my Facebook timer goes off 50 points before I post, I'll go in there and I'll post. I'll go in there, like and comment, 50 points, post. I'll go to Instagram, like and comment, 50 things, post.
How long does it take you to build up 50 points?
Not very long, actually. You could scroll through and do it in 5 minutes. Think about it. If you give 10 people a comment, that's honestly, you guys, that's 50 points. 10 people a comment. That's going to take you what? 3 minutes? Like say, oh, your baby's cute. Oh, that's a pretty picture. You look really good today. You're really pretty. Oh, have a good day. You're so inspiring. Like, it's really that simple. Like, it's not that hard to type out 4 words on 10 pictures.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't take long.
So what kind of success have you had in your short 3 weeks? Because in Instagram land, 3 weeks is not a long time. So like, talk to me about how many true leads you've gotten from your work.
Okay, so I have signed 2 customers and a distributor already off Instagram just from, and to also answer that question, I haven't cold messaged anyone off Instagram. That's been Sean. I'm only messaging people that like or comment on any one of my business or product posts. And I had a question today of whether or not on Instagram, if I'm messaging people who are liking just like my lifestyle posts. And I said, you guys, I'm going to be honest, I don't have time. If I went through and I tried to message everybody that was liking also all of my lifestyle posts that are like, you guys, I'm posting 12 times a day usually right now. So like, that's a lot of people to message. So to be honest, I'm not doing that. But on Facebook, I do that more because I feel like that's more of the platform to be a lot more relational, if that makes sense.
For anybody who's listening to this recording or is on the call right now, Brittany is full-time at work.
Yes, let's clarify that.
to do this, and she works her business all day long. Anywhere from, what are your hours right now? Are you working?
Don't take my advice, you guys, because so I'm getting up by 8 o'clock every day. My sleep schedule is horrible, but I try to make sure that I turn my work off by like 10:30, 11 every night. That way I try to get to bed before midnight. Usually it doesn't happen because it's just the way my brain works. But I can't say I'm working that entire time, you guys. Like sometimes I'm out and I'm doing errands and I'm doing a trading call on the phone, or like I'm texting back some people that messaged me back on Instagram from that morning, or, listening to trading calls while I'm doing things, or cleaning the house and talking to my team members. Like it's not just all me sitting there on Instagram either.
Yeah. What does a day in the life of Instagram Brittany look like? So talk to me about like, what is your first thing when you're getting up, and what times are you posting?
Okay, so
an hour and a half, and that's Instagram and Facebook that you're
that's
posting an hour and a half.
Just Instagram. I'm posting every hour and a half. A lot of the top leaders will do it even every hour, but I tried that for a day and I was like, oh, that's too much. I can't handle that right now. So I moved it up to an hour and a half, and I'm finding that manageable for me. Like, I'm not feeling overwhelmed with that. So that's something I should say to you guys, like, find a number that's going to work for you too. Cause I know, like, most of you aren't full-time like I am. Like, posting every hour and a half when you're at work for 8 hours a day isn't always like reasonable. I understand that. So like, if you can post 4 times a day, post 4 times a day. If you can post 6, do 6. If you can do 8, do 8. Do what you can do, but at least make sure you're posting about your life and your business every single day. You need to be putting that thought into people every single day.
Yeah.
Never take a day off some social media. You need to post something, at least one thing, you guys. And Stacey actually made this comment on her team call the other week that when she didn't do a post on Instagram for one day, she lost like 50 followers. When she did a post the following day, her followers stayed the same. So like, that's how quickly, if you're not being active and showing up on people's newsfeed, they're like, you're not relevant to me. Goodbye.
Whereas in Facebook land, you cannot post for a week and nobody realizes that you fell off the face of the earth.
Exactly. So it's very different in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so my day. I get up, I do my stuff, I make a cup of coffee, I sit down, and usually like I'll have a cup of coffee. I will just quickly get back to any messages that I didn't get back to the night before. I'll check my Facebook really quickly. Usually Facebook is what I do first, because I have more to do in Instagram. So I'll go into Facebook, I'll check our team page. I'll check to see if like any leaders posted anything, and do that kind of thing. Then I'll sit there and I'll get back on my Instagram and I'll do the same thing. I'll check all my friend requests, go in, like and comment on their pictures, add their friends. And then I'll do like a morning post, something motivational, or like yesterday I was like, oh my God, it's like so rainy. And today I was like, oh, it's so much better. Or, just something like that. Or I'll post about like being grateful that I don't have an alarm clock or something like that. And then I'll finish my cup of coffee. Usually me and Stacey talk every morning. So usually by the time we have our talk, when me and Stacey are talking and game planning and doing all that kind of stuff, I'm sending out messages. So I will go through my last day's posts. I know we talked about this last time. I was liking sending them out at night, but then I started to notice if I was tired, I wasn't sending them. So I started doing them in the morning. So while I'm having my first cup of coffee and I'm talking to Stacey, I'll sit there on my iPad and my phone and I'm sending out messages. So I'll send out any messages to anybody who liked or commented on my posts. So I know those are done. Normally by that time I have to do another post. So I'll post again on Instagram and go through my 50 points. So my day kind of circulates around my alarms. When my alarm goes off, I stop, I do what I'm supposed to do. Then I'll go back to listening to my training call. Usually I like to do like my personal development in the morning. So I'll do some of that in the morning. And then I'll do a post, and then I'll go do my running around and I'll do a post, and then I'll have a shower, because that usually happens in that afternoon and evening, because I don't get ready till afternoon. That's horrible, you guys. I'll sit here till 2:00 and be like, okay, I guess I should have a shower and get ready. It's so bad.
All right. I also have to life.
And then, Sean's usually, I try to get as much done in the morning now that I can, because Sean started a new job, and he's home by 3:00. So usually he gets home, we can spend like half an hour together. Oh. It's time to Facebook.
Your alarms.
Right. So I'll spend some time with him. And then, you guys, I'm just making sure that I'm always posting. And if people are liking and commenting, Facebook too, I should mention, like when my alarms go off, I'll message people a lot faster on Facebook when they're liking and commenting than I do on Instagram. And I think that's because I don't have such a large amount of people on Facebook versus Instagram to message. And I feel like people have seen me enough on Facebook now that I can be like, I can message that person. They've seen me post about it for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I feel more confident in that sense, messaging on Facebook right away, where I feel more standoffish messaging right away on Instagram, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My own weird psychology.
Yeah. Meh. I want to touch a little bit on personal development. We're almost at our half-hour mark right now, so we don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I've been doing a lot of personal development, and I've been doing a lot of It Works training. I've been going back into my e-suite. I've been part of the company for over 2 years now. And I am now going back into my e-suite, and I'm doing my It Works U. When me and Brittany first started this business, It Works U wasn't the greatest. It was about 3 hours worth of some video training. It wasn't a very complete training. It was something that they had just kind of brought into the works. So it wasn't a complete training, but it was a really good start, and it got me really jacked up and motivated, and I got right into it. So I was like, I wonder what the new distributor has at their hands right away when they start. So I'm actually going through it myself, and I've been doing about a half an hour of It Works U training every day for the last 5 days, and I am loving it. So basically what it is, guys, is when you click on the big green U in the top right hand corner of your eSuite, when you log into your website, you'll see a big green U. Click on that, and it's going to give you a full printable PDF guide. So it's pretty long. So if you don't feel like printing, you don't have to print. You can just download it on your tablet or your phone or your computer. And then it guides you along through all of the instructions. So it's very, very cool. I really, really like it. Pardon me. And I'm almost completed in 5 days. And I say half an hour, but sometimes it's 10 minutes. Just depends on what I'm up to that day. Personal development wise, I have been doing a lot lately just on mindset. Mindset is absolutely everything, you guys. If you wake up in the morning and your first thought is, oh my God, I have to go to work, or oh my God, I don't want to get out of bed, oh my God, I need a coffee so bad. If that's your first thought, you need to change your mindset. My very, very first words to myself in the morning now are, you are a loyal customer signing machine. You are a distributor signing machine. These are the first words I say to myself. And if my brain even tries to go to, oh my God, I don't want to get out of bed, I'm like, nope, shut up, brain. You are a loyal customer signing machine. You are a distributor signing machine. And I've been really, really holding myself accountable. What I actually did is I made a voice recording in my phone that I listen to every morning. It's 1.5 minutes. And it basically tells me everything, my goals up to December 31st of 2016.
I love it.
So in it, I basically said, like, you are a double diamond, you are a triple diamond, you are a presidential diamond. You are going to have 30 double diamonds on your team. You are going to, one of my things is I want to lose a couple pounds. So I say what I want to weigh. I'm 6 feet tall, so losing weight isn't sometimes very easy, but wraps are helping. And so basically I just tell myself all my motivational things and all my goals for the year, and that sets my mind right for the rest of the day, you guys. And I basically, with every step of my entire day that I take, literal steps, like every time I'm walking, I'm like, you're a loyal customer signing machine, you're a distributor signing machine, you're a loyal customer signing machine, you're a distributor signing machine. I literally repeat it in my head over and over and over and over. Over the last 2 weeks, I have been doing this consistently every morning. And the fact is that within 20 minutes of waking, that is the window where you prep yourself for your entire day. So if you're not prepping yourself in those first 20 minutes, I also listen to a motivational video that's audio that's 11 minutes long, plus my 1.5 minutes. Plus with every step, I'm like, you're washing my face, you're a loyal customer signing machine, you're just brushing teeth. And so in that first 20 minutes, that's your window to tell your brain exactly what to do for the rest of the day. So if you are going through your game plan in your head, or you are just saying motivational things to yourself, or you're saying like, I am triple diamond, I am double diamond, I will have my white horse, I will have, my FXR gear, whatever your goals are, as long as you're telling yourself that in that first 20 minutes, that's prepping your brain for the rest of the day, things will come to you in the universe. It's a real thing. Energy is real. things are made of protons and neutrons, and the more positive energy you have in your life and in your environment, in your bubble, the more positive is going to come into your bubble just by putting it out there. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's really funny that you mentioned that, because I woke up the other day and I had that feeling. I was like, I don't want to get out of bed. I need the biggest cup of coffee. This day is going to suck. I just want to go back to sleep. And I rolled over and I closed my eyes and I yelled at myself. Thank God I was here by myself. I'm like, and excuse my language for a minute, I was like, bitch, get out of bed. You got shit to do. I was like, you need this. Get your ass out of bed. So I literally talked myself out of bed and I pumped myself up, and then my day was awesome. Your mindset just changes everything. So I know, like, we all have those mornings where we wake up and we're like, I don't want a life today. Being a human sucks. We're so tired. We don't want to get out of bed. But when your goal and your why and what you want and your vision is strong enough, you can kick yourself out of that. Just tell yourself what you want. If you want Ruby, get your ass out of bed and go get it. It's not going to be handed to you, and you can do that, and you're going to get there, and you are Ruby, and all those positive things that you're going to start telling yourself are going to start to come to fruition. It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's
mindset is everything.
So I've been doing that really, really consistency for about 2 or 3 weeks now. Every morning, like, no matter what, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Friday, it doesn't really matter. I do that thing with myself every morning and all day long. And over the last 3 weeks, I have signed up a distributor and 4 loyal customers. And I have gained, I think it's up, the count right now is 12 extra, like, in addition to everything I'm doing on Facebook and social media, just out in the world getting a coffee, I've gotten 12 phone numbers. So that's 12 leads that I get to talk to about the business and about the product. So that's 3 weeks, you guys. And that's just of telling myself that I'm a loyal customer signing machine. I'm a distributor signing machine, and I'm going double diamond, triple diamond, presidential diamond. Those are my goals for the year. And if I keep up like this, oh my God, presidential is going to be in the bag. Also, whatever, just one last tip, whatever your goal is rank-wise, have that chart printed out. If you are going diamond in the next 2 months, you want to have your executive, your ruby, your emerald, and your diamond charts all printed out, and you have to be filling in those names.
You need to envision it.
A master at envisioning your presidential diamond or your double diamond or your ruby. It doesn't really matter what chart you have up. If you don't have it in front of you and you don't have your steps to success on your mirror in your bedroom and your mirror on the way out your door in your bedroom and in your bathroom when you go to brush your teeth, that is where it is in my house and in my purse. Mm-hmm. You don't have your steps to success and your chart everywhere that you walk, you are not envisioning it, and you are not setting your mind for that. So make sure that you guys are really, really setting your minds right when you're going for these promotions and you're going for these dollars. We're here for the moolah. We're here so that we can provide for our families, and we are here so that we can live out our dreams. We're big dreamers. We all are when we start this business, no matter whether you're going for $500 a month or $17,000 a month. We are all dreaming for what we want in our lives. So set your head right every morning, and doing a post every hour and a half will seem like nothing to you.
Oh, honestly, it does. It seems like nothing. I'm like, oh, that time went by fast. Okay, let's do this again. What did I post last? Okay, what do I need to do now? Yeah. But I also wanted to touch on your goal setting, because I feel like goal setting is also very key. Because Stacy, for example, we did we're doing weekly training calls. And so we set up her goals for this week. And part of her goal was that she was going to blitz so many people on her way here and get numbers. Well, guess what? She was blitzing people and she was getting numbers. She's like, no, this is happening. I set a goal. I need to fulfill it. We're going to talk about the goals I met or didn't meet next week. So I think it's very important to have those goals for yourself, because if you don't know what you're working for, how do you know how to get there? If you want to sign one customer and one distributor a week, well, what do you need to do that? So goal setting is very, very key.
Absolutely. I think next week, maybe we will touch on goal setting, and we'll talk about an offensive game plan in your business. So
yeah. And
dream
boarding.
Don't guys any longer. It has been well over the half-hour mark. Brittany, is there anything you want to say closing?
Just one quick thing, because I know everyone is asking about verbiage, and I know verbiage is the hardest thing when we're getting started, because we all say too much, or we say too little, or we don't know what to say. So I just wanted to touch on two things. I'm not going to stress enough that you guys can send us screenshots. It's okay. Send us a screenshot every time they answer you, and we do not mind helping you answer them until you get into the swing of things. But also on that same note, if you guys go into the Dream Makers Facebook page, go into files and find the Evernote file, there are scripts, there are posts, there are everything that you guys need. There are posts for messages to send out for cold messages, and how to reply to people, and what to say when they say stuff back. There's follow-up message for customers and distributors. There's messages for starting your hundreds list when you're a brand new distributor. There's messages for pre-selling wraps for people who don't have the money when they first. There's everything in there, you guys. It's all at your disposal. So go in there and start looking through them and using those to your advantage. And if you don't kind of see the similarities between everything, ask us about it. We can kind of help you walk through like the simplicity and how we go through things.
Absolutely. I think my biggest takeaway tonight is setting yourself goals. Alarm time. Setting yourself goals, writing them down, keeping a pad of paper that you have all your stuff in. Tracking what you've been doing. So if you're setting a goal but you're not tracking what's happening in that goal, you're not going to hit that goal. So like Stacey, you had a goal to blitz, let's say 10 people. Do you have those names written down with the phone numbers beside them? Do you have them just written on like little pieces of paper? Are they in your phone in an Evernote or in a note? Physically writing things down is the absolute best way. I have tried every freaking way. And writing things down physically with a pen and paper. Put pen to paper, you guys, and it will totally change your world. We have gone really technological, and for our brains, it's not really good, and we don't really intake it when it's just sitting in a phone.
Yeah.
So pen to paper, setting your goals, and like Brittany sets her alarms, I set my alarms for posting, and just setting your mind right.
Yeah.
I can't believe what setting my mind right has done for my business over the last couple of weeks. It's insane.
Yeah, like really, guys, you can't stress this enough. If you're sitting there and you're saying, I can't sign anyone, I can't sign a customer, I can't sign a distributor, well, guess what? You're never going to. But if you sit there and you're like, no, I'm a loyal customer gathering machine, I'm a distributor gathering machine, you're going to start to believe it, and it's going to start to happen. What you think is what comes to fruition, you guys. And it's the same with your life. If you feel like you're living a shitty life and you continue to think that, that's all you're going to bring to yourself. But if you're starting to be like, no, my life is great, I have good people, good things are happening, it's just going to keep coming and coming. Mindset is so key. God, we got to talk about this next week, because I just want to talk about it now.
I'm sitting in my bed right now. So this is my bedroom. I have my two big dream boards that are very colorful and sparkly, and they have all the things that I love. And so like I have reminders about what life is going to be like, because I'm setting my mind like this, and I have them everywhere in my home. So set your mind right.
Error morning.
20 minutes. You got 20 minutes.
So maybe we'll end the recording and leave it at this. I can stay on for a little bit if anybody has any questions. But yeah, thank you guys for jumping on. I hope this helped you guys a little bit. We've been getting so many questions, so I hope this kind of led you in the right direction a little bit. But don't be afraid to reach out if you do have more questions.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Can I ask a question?